Bam. Focus minds back up in the building, keeping the most high first and everything else to come together. The Gwoat, Clarissa Shields, Laila Ali, they was beefing. I don't like to see it. I like these young females and the older ones to get along. They all should support each other, but you know how it is. These different industries and things like that pit these girls against each other. Clarissa want to be great. She is great. 77-1 in her amateur career, 2 gold medals, undisputed champ, multi-level weight class champion. Age 30 right now, just broke a record for females, $8 million contract, 4 fights. A lot of people giving her grief and havoc about that. Like, she really ain't getting them. You think Clarissa don't know the boxing game? And you think a girl like this gonna let somebody get over on her about her money? I don't think so. You know, she get 4 fights, $8 million. That's the facts, okay? And a lot of them people don't like that she went at Laila Ali, and they started this windstorm on the internet against Clarissa. Trying to blackball her, especially the modern day females. They don't like the fact that she with Papoose and he's still married but separated. It's some validity to that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they missing the ball. They losing the ball in the whole situation. They forgetting that Remy Ma got clapped by a battle rapper, and that's the root of the problem. So they got to talk about the root of the problem instead of all the branches to the problem. You feel what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got the Gwoat showing off her hardware, you know, all the belts, the gold medals, the accolades. I mean, it's something to be proud about. Any of these females will be gloating about this, because females like attention anyway. But we know y'all some emotional beings, and that's how y'all supposed to be. But Clarissa, she earned all of this, and look how she looks. She looked presentable, like a beautiful black woman as she is, showing off her belts, proud of the work she put in, blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I'm saying? She got Laila on the belt. You see the WBC belt. Laila picture right there, She said she won't Laila off the belt, but she was just talking. She emotional, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, nobody could take this hardware from her. And unfortunately, Laila wasn't able to collect all this hardware. You know what I'm saying? So, the Gwoat, I mean, is starting to stick to Clarissa more and more if you think about it. You gotta be, efficient in the ring. She backing up her ish talking, you know what I mean? She talk a lot of ish, but she backs it up in the ring, and people want her to lose so bad because she know how to pop her ish and get in that ring and pop them hands. And that's the difference. You really can't do nothing but give her props, man. The Gwoat in the ring putting in work, some of the best hands in the female game. She brought female boxing to the level where people talking about Alicia Baumgardner and all these great fighters. She was the one that brought the light to female boxing. So that's why she called herself the Gwoat. She bringing light and taking female boxing overseas. It's a lot that didn't happen since Laila been boxing, and Clarissa got a lot to do with that. Unfortunately, Laila, don't have as much accolades as Clarissa when it come to boxing. She got the last name of Muhammad Ali, but that's where it stop at, and people got to separate the two. So when it come to Clarissa, you modern day females, come on, y'all got to get it together, man. She a beautiful black woman doing her thing, bringing women boxing to a higher level single handedly. You can't take that from her. You cannot take that from her. She lifted the female boxing game to where it's a big light on female boxing, and everybody's starting to watch it, even the men. Remember that. Hold on though, Miss Laila Ali, beautiful queen she is. You know what I'm saying? We can't take nothing from her. Laila was the first. I had a crush on Laila and watched every one of her fights. You know, Laila was the main attraction in female boxing back then. You know, and she ended up 24-0, 21 knockouts. So her record is pretty good. Her knockout ratio pretty good. You know, Laila didn't have as much competition and didn't have a bigger amateur background like Clarissa had. You know, she 48 years old now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the Gwoat calling her out was kind of, you know, it was way far fetched. You know, Laila can't get in the ring with the Gwoat because she just a little too old. You know, would Laila and Clarissa been a good fight if they both was in their prime? Yeah, you know, I believe Clarissa would have beat her still. You know, and I'm just being honest. And I love Laila. I read her autobiography and all that. She a beautiful woman, and she was mean in the ring for sure. You know, Laila had a little bounce to her. You know what I'm saying? Little bounce to her, but you can see the difference. Clarissa a little fast-handed. You know, Laila pace was a little slower than Clarissa's. You feel me? But Laila got to look how Laila bouncing. So Laila had a little talent to her. She had footwork to her. She taking a lot of hits though. You feel me? And Clarissa hands way faster. Imagine if that was Clarissa. But Laila again, man, I don't take nothing away from her. She was doing her thing, period. And she had a great record. She never lost a fight. But as I say before, you know, Clarissa is levels to this game, man. As you see Laila putting in her work, look how open her face is. Her defense isn't that great. You know what I'm saying? She got a slower hands. And she just ain't got all the polishness that the Gwoat got. You see Laila right here showing her boxing skills, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. Showing that she still got it, throwing the hands. A little too slow for Clarissa, though. That hand speed ain't there to beat the Gwoat. But again, taking nothing from Laila. She was a great fighter in her time. Her dad was Muhammad Ali, but you cannot mistake it. You know, Laila, she a beautiful queen, man. And she doing cooking shows and she got a lot of other endorsements, man. So, you know, you got to respect her as a beautiful black queen she is. You know, when it come to boxing, you know, she got to give it to Clarissa the Gwoat. You know, Laila could have opened up some gyms and, you know, helped the youth, the young ladies come up in the boxing game, but she didn't go that route. She took the Hollywood route, dancing with stars and cooking shows, and that's all good, you know. Clarissa got an opportunity, open gyms, give back to the community in a big way, and I believe that's what she gonna do, and that's why she called herself the Gwoat. She got the women's boxing on her shoulders. She brought a light to the game, and you can't take nothing from Laila again. She is not her dad, though. People got to separate the two. Big respect to Laila. Big respect to the Gwoat. I'm out this piece. I respect you, Ken. I'm sorry? I respect you. You respect me. Yeah.